Alright, so I just made a Python tutorial and now I'm making a tutorial on another programming thing. It's a bit easier and I've been using it for a while now. It's called Scratch. So to get to Scratch, open up your internet browser. Then in the address bar, type in scratch dot. Oh, no, don't forget the R. Scratch dot MIT dot edu, and that will take you to Scratch. And if you already have an account, there will be something like this might pop up, which means you're already in as yourself. So, Scratch is a place where you take blocks and put them together to make sprites. Things called sprites do almost anything. It's not a website making thing, but it's a community where you can share things. You follow people over here. Here's the Scratch news, and here are featured projects, featured studios, projects created by people, and design studios, and all those things that Scratch thinks you might like. If you're a beginner, you will want to start with the easy things. So if you're just a beginner, click Create a New Project. Now before we start creating, I'm going to show you what some of the blocks do. Don't worry about that noise. It's just a baby. So when you hit create, something like this should open up. A cat in the middle of the screen, an untitled thing. And what shall we call this one? Let's name it something simple. Basic conversation. And I have this bad thing about not naming my projects right when I write the first thing when I make them. Yeah, you should do that. So before we start making our basic conversation, I'm going to show you some of the blocks. Okay, but first let me show you the parts. Here's the script area. This is where you'll put all your scripts. See these blocks over here? You'll put those in here to make scripts. Over here is where the blocks come from, and over here is the stage and the sprite list, as well as the backdrop area, or the stage. Now that you know what all the parts are, let's get going. The first block you really need to know about is the when green flag is clicked block. The when green flag is clicked, any script below it always starts when this green flag is clicked to start the program. Nothing's happening when you start the program right now because there's no script except the when green flag is clicked block. The when green flag is clicked block on its own is nothing, but when connected with the blocks, it's the basic building block for everything. The next one we need to learn is the move steps block. Here is where you'll enter a number of steps you want to move. Steps / pixels. You don't think steps like from here to here. Well, from here to here. Think steps like from here from here to here. Very tiny, teeny tiny steps. Pixels are very, very small because the screen is made up of 240, negative 240 to 240 wide, and negative 180 to 180 top. So the move 10 steps block is very useful to move the sprite across the screen. The sprite is what this is. The cat is a sprite. Here's the new sprite area. You should always, and it's also very good to know set rotation style and point and direction. For this conversation, these will be very important. The sprite over here will have to be facing the sprite over here to have a good conversation. So when you set the rotation style to left or right and point in direction negative 90, this sprite will face towards this sprite. Why not? Why do you need the set rotation style block? Because if you don't have the set rotation style block, here, let me show you what negative 90 on its own without the set rotation style block. It turns the cat upside down. We don't want that. We want it to be facing the other one. So we need set rotation style left right. Then watch what happens. It faces the other way. So those are those blocks. And almost the most important for this conversation, say for 4 seconds. Type in whatever you want your sprite to say in here. And then type in how long or how many seconds you want it to say it in here. Those are, and for the move 10 steps block, you might want to add a repeat block. Notice that this block is different because it's in sort of a loop shape. You can put blocks inside of this loop. And the blocks inside it will repeat however many times in here. You can have as many blocks as you want in here. This repeat block can be as long as from here to here. That would be big. And we probably won't be using this loop for this basic conversation, but the forever block is very important. Without the forever block, does any script inside it will always do any script inside it until the red stop button is pressed. In the next tutorial, I'll show you how to make the basic conversation instead of just by showing you the blocks. Anyway, that's all for this tutorial, and I'll see you next time in the Python or Scratch tutorial.